So today I'm going to talk about the concept of Narayan. So I told someone, I was like, I was actually walking and looking through a lot of like this space called Narayan, or this ocean called Narayan. Like you go to ISKCON, there are these photos in Gita and all of that where Narayan is just lying down in space. It's just with a bhala and just one foot another side, or there's one Narayan sleeping on Adi Shesha, and then whatever, sleeping in a certain position, or there's a Narayan that's um, standing tall. There's a vigraha of Narayan. The people go to Tirupati that's bigger than themselves. So all these are the different types of Narayan, not in terms of that is well, you can call those vigraha as a Purusha of the Narayan living in the statue. So what is Narayan? I made a video. I was like, there might be a bigger Narayan. Kerala has a Narayan, or they have a different Narayan than the Narayan in UP. There's a different Narayan in other places that are worshipped, like Rajasthan, if they have it. If usually Rajasthan has a little Brahma energy, so they Rajputs have that. What do you call it? That not what is it called? It's called attitude. They have this attitude that they don't listen to anybody. They are strong, and even the Mughals couldn't do anything to them. So that is this the Brahmas, or the the yield of Rajput. And then the whole concept of Narayan, as I was saying, is what is this Narayan? Is Narayan the and like in Columbus when I studied in Ohio State, I saw this Narayan with abundance, that everything was nothing but bliss beyond time. That is just not bliss. It's Narayan's Anand. You can let's say that it's Narayan's Anand. And when you are in Samadhi with that Narayan's Anand, that's when you can say you are that Narayan. If you have, and if your values become that value, that education becomes your education, then it becomes your being. You become that. And usually, if you have a Purusha, the Purusha can encompass that Narayan. So those are become just stable values. So what happened is that um, sometimes people, if you have the Buddha is something that has his buddhi is totally opened up. He knows exactly what is there inside him. He knows exactly what God is or whatever. That is Buddha. Buddha is a one who's able to know, the knower. That is a Buddha of the Purusha. Usually sits here. That's the total Buddha. And then the Bodhisattvas are the ones. Bodhisattvas are the ones that look for truth. That's why Bodhisattva, the buddhi that leads to Sattva, like the truth. And then these are the internal places that look for the truth inside your body. So if that Narayana or that thing is just inside you, like established in you, and the values that it stands for, that you've created with that energy, that becomes who you are. That is, you can call somebody like like Gurudev they recreated his Ayurveda company. Then the Ayurveda company became Shishi Ayurveda, and then it became Shishi Tattva. Like that, if someone has sort of perfected that area or that land, then it becomes that tattva. They can call it themselves. They can be like, okay, this is my tattva, or this is the Narayan, or this is, some people are like, this is Param Shiva, or this is Sadashiva, or this is um, what are the name of Shiva? I don't want to name whatever is coming to my mind, but some kind of Shiva is there. So there are all kinds of different variations of Shiva, like even Rust Shiva, whatever, the brown Shiva, or the golden Shiva, Surya Linga, Bhakti Linga, Gyan Linga, Chandra, Someshwara, so all these different names of variety of Shiva that are there. So it depends on what you get established in becomes you. And then the Param Prema Rupa Shiva, the one that has the ultimate fountain of love that keeps flowing with no end to it, no end inside, no Narayana, nothing, it just flows. that bhakti, or that, not bhakti you won't call it, that just like a flow of love that never ends. It just keeps going to till it finds its mate, and then it keeps showering that love on her like it's her consort. Sada Suhagan, like they say, Guru Nanak, his being was totally in love with the Devi that he chose. So the one that he chose, he got married to. So like that, when I came from US, somebody called me. He's a Sikh gentleman, and he said, he was like, he told me, he was giving me stories about Sikhism, and he told, like our tradition, they got married. Guru Nanak had a wife, and he got married, and he had kids, and he lived a life, and even the kids didn't understand who he was. Even his wife had a hard time physically to find who he was. Maybe, I don't know if I'm correct. This is other version, but he was saying that he was married, and he was telling me why your guru hasn't been married or someone else hasn't been married. And I said, okay. I mean, every tradition has its value. And then after that, he started explaining the story of Guru Gobind Singh and how he traveled throughout India. And when he went to South, because of who he was, people couldn't do black magic on him. And then he chose a student from the South that created the language or the lipi for Khalsa Panth. Khalsa Panth is nothing but that warrior, Sant Sipai, or the one that is a warrior saint, the one that sacrifices, the one that goes beyond the Narayan. That was the Khalsa Panth. That established the 10th Das Mahavidya and the Shiva together, making it a indomitable Akal Purush. That's why they call it Satnam, Sri Vaheguru, or Akal Panth. So that became like so he told me that. He gave me that story. And I said, okay, that's good. And then I was wondering, why is he telling me to get married? He was like, why aren't you married? Get married. And then I said, okay. And then journey kept going on. I kept walking and doing things, and yeah, being established in all these things, established in a lot of these spaces, established in the knowledge of who I am, established in the union of all these Devi, Narayan, Shiva, Skanda, Ganapati, Parashakti, whatever all these things are siddhis that you get established as a being. And if others try to change it, the siddhis never go, because you are established firmly in what you are. They can make a copy of it, they can try to steal it to know how you have done it, so that they can do it. But even that, if you have a will that you don't want to do, or don't want to give, it will never happen. They will never get it. And so that is what does it mean? It means that then that the Guru Bhagwan, like you go to Palani, on the way to Palani there's a place, it's called Guru Bhagwan Center. So that Guru Bhagwan means the one Guru that has become a Bhagwan, means the God or the Bhagwan, what is Bhagavata, is the one who doesn't look, this is better, that is better, this is good, that is good. He is established in the Bhagwan area, and then that is the Guru. That Guru, when looks at things, looks at it differently. And then of course Paramatma I've mentioned, and Paramatma is right. He is totally supreme lover. If I take ISKCON Swami's words, ISKCON Swami was talking about what is the Param Dharma, and he said Param Dharma is when you are established in the supreme lover of everything, and then it is a supreme object of love also, because that is the one tattva. So it's not the one tattva. So you can look at it like that being, or let's say there are other people who sort of become the kings, and then they choose, person will get this, that person will get that. I will make sure this deity goes to that person. I will make sure how the country gets realigned. I will make sure that the better divinity goes in south and the second-rate divinity goes in the north. Like this kind of nonsense a lot of people do, because they have affinity, that this is who I am, so I will make sure my divinity is best, and then I will ego label it south. I will take my divinity and I'll take it to that corner of the world, and then I will label it north. Like that, this kind of nonsense is unwarranted. If you become the king and you're going to do this, and I am stopping you from doing it, then figure out who the real king is. Yeah, that is the reality. I'm talking in public right now so that people understand what is the truth, what is the real Satnam, or the truth that stands with love, beyond love, and even if it fights with love, it pulls the love towards it. That should be the truth. That should be the Satguru. That is the Satnam. That is Satguru. So, if you have lost your position as a Satguru and you can't talk about truth and you talk about lies, then don't call yourself different words. And you can define and look at, start using your brains. Start using your brains and judge people. Start growing here, not just go and take a dip in a river and call and get satisfied that this is the truth. That is not reality. So change, move, change with the time, change with the reality, change with what is new, change and move on. Not move on, change so that you are able to keep your rules fresh. You are not stuck into something that becomes a attachment that kills you, or the attachment that takes you away from the truth. So move with time. And what is time? Time is when you are moving time. That is what you are moving the kingdom. You are moving every little thing. So if the earth is moving, if the space itself is moving, if nothing is stationary in this whole thing, even the self is not stationary. The one watching is moving with that. If it is really attached to it, it's moving with it. That's how it's able to see. This is my argument that Sri Ravi Shankar gave when I first had this question, that what is the self, or some question was there, and he said that everything is changing, but there's something that is not changing. That is the reference point. Is that really the reference point? Because I've seen that even that changes. So if you are moving, and the universe is moving, or this multiverse is moving, and you're moving in the multiverse everywhere, then that one watching is the one watching. Will it change? Or you will change, do yoga on someone else, and that changes? Then who are you if you are doing yoga on that? Then everything is separate. Then everything has its own identity. Then who are you? Are you the nothingness? Because even that changes. If something comes in the nothingness, something comes out of the nothingness, so they call it the fullness. So fullness comes from fullness. So zero infinity, they say, is not different, because it is the one. If you put too much time in the zero, it becomes infinite. Or not time. What does that mean? Too much time means the time itself is infinite. Infinite time, infinite timeline, infinite visions, infinite layers, infinite light, infinite everything, infinite waves, radio waves, this wave, that wave, this energy, that energy, everything is infinite. There is no one set thing. There is no matter, there is no nothing. It is all just infinity. So in the infinity, you're moving in the infinity. So that usually in India they call it brahmachari, the one who's moving in the infinite. But I think people have used a different term for it. People start making brahmachari as a upadhi, and then they do all kinds of things, as I mentioned in the last video. So what is it's not brahmachari. Brahman, okay, Brahman, I don't know. I don't know what Brahman is. Nobody has defined it for me. I have not read it in a book. But I know what infinity is. And I know what love is. And I know what infinite love is. And I definitely know what truth is. It's not Satya Loka here. That is, you do Gayatri. Gayatri is up on top. And then they say Tapo Loka, Satya Loka. Then if this is Satya Loka and then this does the Bodha, then is the Bodha the Satya? That is the Satya of this Purusha, not the ultimate truth. What is the ultimate truth? That you figure out. And Gayatri is also at a certain level of space. It's like the mountain. Then you look at all these books that talks about there was this mountain, that mountain, and then in Yoga Vashishta it says there's only one mountain around which if the Parle comes, then nothing gets saved, only that mountain gets saved. Whoever is on that mountain, it starts with an M. I don't know what it's called, not Meru, something else. So, like that, there are different mountains, they call it. What does that mean? That means there are mountains on the Purusha. Where are those mountains? Is it the Himalayas? Is it the Andes? Is it the Alps? What have you named? What is that mountain? Is it an imaginary mountain, or is it the mountain of one Rishi who has created this space? Or is it Brahma's world that has made this mountain within earth? Because only in earth you are looking at this mountain. So Shankaracharya talked about in the public, he gave a talk, this Kanchi Shankaracharya. He said that there are different kshetras in the country, there are different swambhus in the country, there are different areas that are in the country. And then all of that space, whatever, not he changed this kshetras. He just like Art of Living Ashram is a kshetra, Kamakhya is a kshetra, Odisha is a kshetra, Kerala is a kshetra, Tamil Nadu is a kshetra. There are different, and within the kshetra there are other kshetras. Like the Siddha kshetra is the northeast. Northeast is usually Siddha kshetra. That Siddhas live in that land. That land carries that perfection. So like that, every place has its own value. And you choose, like Krishna chose. He's like, let's find a place for Pandavas. Let's find them a place that they can establish and they can live as a happy kingdom. And that kshetra gets established in that area where the God chooses. The divinity, the Bhagwan chooses, okay, this is the kshetra that I will make sure has this kingdom, this rule book, this is what will change in this land. That is the power of Sri Krishna who did in Indraprastha. And then he fought in Kurukshetra and whatever he did. Born in Mathura and Vrindavan. And then going to south to Dwarka. And then of course there are different stories about other Krishna, the Krishna of Guruvayur, the Krishna of Udupi, the Krishna in I don't know, Puri, there's a Krishna in Puri, there's a Krishna in North Himalayas, there are different Krishna valleys. So this, and the Sikhs call that there are ungirat Krishna avatars. This is what Guru Gobind, someone was talking, Guru Gobind, Guru Granth Sahib, it says that there are multiple Krishnas as Purushas, 16 kala wale, 16 kala wale, or 16 facets that they can show as a Krishna. That is the Krishna with 16 kalas. Who could that Purusha be with 16 kalas? Is he living and walking on the planet? Is he the one that has infinite love? Is he the one Mahatapasvi? Is he the one with infinity inside him? And if you look through his mouth, you see nothing but the cosmos. Is cosmos reality then? Because in the cosmos there are different layers. In the cosmos there are different layers. In the cosmos runs on these layers, on rules of this layer, on the layers. That is what, I don't know. What then there? What are these? What is astral travel? What is that? Is that a super highway which has all these things traveling like this and that, and then you go like this? Like the Tamil Siddhas, they talk about astral travel. How do you get into these astral planes? These yogis talk about it. There's many books written on it. You can buy these books, whatever they're called. Bihar School of Yoga sells these books. Check it out. Make it your experience. Become one. Become a Siddha. Live like Siddha. Don't waste your time. Become a Siddha, and then create divinity. Make a life for yourself. Make a life of truth. Make a life of simpleness. Make a life of pure heartedness. So that in your pure heart, you are able to do every little thing that comes to you. Be that perfection. Be that lover. Be that mover of your life. Be the one that lives and makes your life. And if you wanted to, if somebody I'm going to address, if you thought that I did it and then I would move ahead of you, and then you try to overtake me, to get ahead of me, you're younger to me, then what should I say? Timeline change kar di meri? No, you're a fool. Not Brahman. What I just said, the rules of, what is that? Rule of Brahman. Oh, ब्रह्मांड के जो लेयर्स के रूल हैं वो आपने बदले हैं. वो गलती आप ही के सर पे चढ़ी है, मेरे सर पे नहीं चढ़ी. इसलिए जो धर्मराज होता है ना, वो धर्मराज डज नथिंग. धर्मराज डज नथिंग एट ऑल. All he does is he acts at the right time, at the right place, with the right thing. So that light was stolen away by Mr. Narendra Modi trying to make India into a, what is it called? A sone ki chidiya. And he, as a yogi, he ruled the country as a yogi for the last few years. But that yogi was attracting other people's work. But he has to pay for it. And he has paid through his nose by not elections, by sucking up to Donald Trump, sucking up to the world, sucking up to its own people. It can't even control the South, because then the same people who made him the king, same people who made him the re-king again and again, like he fought with the Cholas, then he had to go to Chola. He fought with the Cholas took away his kingdom, took away their divinity, because it belongs to the Cholas. This means it belongs to that person who made that light. And so the Cholas took it, and he had to go to Tanjore and be like, Tamil, 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 Tamil. Not Tanjore Marathas, not the Marathas, Tamil, Tamil, Tamil. And then the Cholas, and after that it's Madurai, of course, the Pandyans over there. So like that, it's you have to respect the origin, even if you're doing yoga and some divinity aspect comes to you. So these Pallavas, this Shankaracharya of that kingdom, if he's giving them I'm giving you the kingdom, but I'm going to keep all the good divinity right here, or I'm going to do this over there, then people know about it, let me fix it so that there's no anarchy, people don't just go crazy over this. And then you have to have an enemy. So you tell, okay, Pakistan is our enemy, America is our enemy, don't go other places, because if they say they have better religion. You can't lie to your own people. Dumbos, idiots you are. You can give them shit, and people are so innocent they'll buy that shit. Anyway, I hope one day this country lives, and maybe my Vani goes to all the astral planes, all the lokas, all the layers of the Brahmand, and everyone in the infinity. Let it float